Hey, fellow motorists. This is part 3 of a series where I'm covering cars that I've owned in detail. And today, I'm covering my third car, which I traded my RX-8 for from my previous video, a 2010 Mazdaspeed3, a hot hatch that brought big power, sharp handling, and tons of personality to the compact car scene. As part of my ownership series, we'll talk about what made the second generation Speed 3 such a standout, what to watch out for, and what it was like to actually live with and drive this turbocharged torque monster. My 2010 Mazdaspeed3 was an absolute riot. This was my first front-wheel drive car, which, being huge into drifting and Initial D, was a big no-no in my book. But what I distinctly remember was the second you rolled into boost, it pinned you back, and harder than most cars in its class. It had that raw mechanical feel that's missing from a lot of modern turbo cars. It wasn't perfect, torque steer was real, and you definitely had to manage the grip, but that made it more fun. The hatchback practicality was a big plus too. You could haul groceries, gear, or friends while still having a car that pulled like a freight train. I loved the blend of aggression and daily drivability. You just had to stay on top of the maintenance. The second gen refresh was often teased because it had a big, wide smile. Thankfully I got mine in black so it was less noticeable. And truth be told, I always liked the first gen's design and much prefer that car overall. Now let's do a brief overview. The car was produced from 2007 to 2013. My version, the second gen, was produced from 2010 to 2013. The engine was the 2.3-liter MZR dual-injected spark-ignited turbocharged inline-4. It produced 263 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. It had a 0 to 60 time of anywhere from 5.3 seconds to 5.8 seconds, and it did the quarter mile in 13.9 to 14.2 seconds.
Wow, you can read the brochure.
The car weighed 3,280 pounds. Its fuel economy wasn't too bad. You were getting about 18 to 21 in the city and 25 to 28 in the highway. This car was only equipped with a 6-speed manual, and as I said earlier, it is front-wheel drive, but it did have a limited slip differential. The notable features that separated it from a standard Mazda 3 was first and foremost that large hood scoop that fed the top mount intercooler. It also had an aggressive front and rear styling. It had the limited slip differential with a sport-tuned suspension. There was an available tech package which offered Bose audio, navigation, keyless entry, and push-button start. And the Speed 3 only came as a 5-door hatch for practicality. Some of the special driving characteristics were that it had massive mid-range torque, especially for a front-wheel drive car. But in that, the car was well known for its torque steer. But it had razor-sharp turn-in. The manual transmission was short and crisp with its throws, and the car had minimal turbo lag. It delivered boost pretty quickly and consistently. During its time, the Mazdaspeed3 competed with other high-performance compacts and hot hatches, and it had some stiff competition, such as the Volkswagen GTI MK6, the Subaru WRX hatchback, the Mitsubishi Lancer Rally Art, the Ford Focus ST from 2013 plus, the Mini Cooper S, and the Honda Civic Si. Each of these cars were good in their own right, but where the Mazdaspeed3 really shined was the performance for the cost. I think I paid about a little over $23,000. Yeah, I can pull up my old window sticker because I save all my window stickers. And yeah, it is, I think, $23,945, which is nuts in today's money to be able to have a car that performs like this for that amount. You just don't see it anymore. The car did get some awards and recognition. Car and Driver 10 Best featured it multiple times. Top Gear's Best Hot Hatch, it got that in multiple regions. And it was regularly praised by enthusiasts for delivering the best bang for the buck. I'm one of those enthusiasts. I can attest to it. It was affordable and fast for the time. In that era, this car was dominating YouTube clips in roll races. Anything that came against it, the Speed 3 was taken out because it was easy to make pretty decent power. And once you were from a roll and you weren't going from a dig, the car just moved. Like many performance cars, the Speed 3 has its own share of known issues. Fortunately, many of them are well documented and can be addressed with preventative maintenance and a few key upgrades. One of the most talked about problems with the Mazdaspeed3 is a smoking turbo. The OEM turbo's oil seals are prone to leaking, especially under high heat and pressure, which can lead to blue smoke from the exhaust. This often appears during idle or after coming off of throttle. Another is carbon buildup, and this is due to its direct injection design. The intake valves are not cleaned by fuel spray. Over time, this leads to heavy carbon buildup, which can reduce performance, causing rough idling, misfires, and poor fuel economy. Also, the factory rear motor mount is soft and prone to premature wear, resulting in excessive engine movement during acceleration. This can lead to wheel hop, vague shifting, and potential stress on the transmission. With 280 pound-feet of torque on tap, the clutch takes a beating, especially if the car is driven hard or modified. Some owners report early clutch wear and noisy or failing throwout bearings. And as the car ages, bushings, end links, and sway bar mounts can wear out, leading to clunking noises over bumps or during tight cornering. This isn't unique to the Mazdaspeed3, this would really happen to any older car. To alleviate these aforementioned issues, many owners upgrade to a rebuilt OEM K04 or opt for a larger turbo with better internals to eliminate the smoking issues and improve reliability. Intake valve cleaning, or walnut blasting, performed every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. This procedure removes carbon buildup from intake valves and restores lost performance. You should look to upgrade your rear motor mounts. Brands like Quirks Sport or JBR offer stiffer aftermarket rear motor mounts that eliminate engine slop and significantly improve drivability and shifting feel. Upgrade your clutch. High-performance clutches with stronger pressure plates and better materials can handle the torque, especially on the tuned cars with more power. Always replace the throwout bearing with an OEM or high-quality aftermarket unit during clutch service. Consider a suspension refresh. New polyurethane bushings, upgraded sway bar end links, and aftermarket dampers can refresh handling and eliminate noise. And an oil catch can system may help. With that, you can prevent carbon buildup by capturing PCV oil vapor before it enters into the intake manifold. Being proactive with these known issues ensures that the Speed 3 remains reliable and continues to deliver thrilling performance. For enthusiasts, it's a platform that responds well to care and upgrades, like many. My overall summary is this. The 2010 Mazdaspeed3 is one of the most exciting and underrated hot hatches of the previous era. It delivers serious performance without breaking the bank, and it turns heads with aggressive styling and a turbo punch. Truth be told, it is one of my least favorite cars that I've owned. This has to do with the fact that I traded in my high-revving rear-wheel drive RX-8 for it. Back in 2010, not every car had a turbo, and I thought I was tired of the torqueless output of the RX-8. But this was a case of the grass isn't always greener. I remember genuinely being upset for months after the honeymoon phase wore off in the Speed 3. However, this really isn't a reflection of the car. It was actually great, but I just didn't feel like it was for me. I think it can check many boxes for a lot of people, but I think most importantly, I learned something about myself during ownership and where my heart truly lies as a driver. If you're looking for a fun, practical, and seriously quick hot hatch that still feels raw and connected, the Mazdaspeed 3 is absolutely worth a look. Just treat it right and it'll deliver smiles every time you hit the throttle. Stay tuned for the next car in the series that I traded the Speed 3 for, the 2012 Scion FRS or GT86. For now, watch a video of the Mazdaspeed 3 versus the rivals of the era on Laguna Seca with me piloting the Mazdaspeed 3. Thank you all for watching, take care, and God bless. Yeah, a launch like that would burn your clutch out. But you know, this is a race, so I had to go all in. That STI driver is lagging. I couldn't find a regular WRX in that hatch, so I had to go with the STI. These drivers are all over the road. That ST is killing it though. The ST picked up where the Speed 3 left off because they came out in 2013 and that was the last year of the Speed 3. Got a little bit of understeer. Now because this car has such good mid-range torque, people were short shifting them. Like even here I was short shifting it to kind of tap into that power band. The car really falls off at red line. Man, this Evo, if it had a good driver, it would have been waxing everybody. These cars are not in the same class. Yeah, so now it's a battle between the ST and the GTI up front. I think the ST was pulling away from me on the straights, but I started to catch him in the corners. Now remember, this is a 3-lap race. Well, not remember, I didn't even tell you, but yeah, see, look at that. I don't have the power to compete. He's riding that GTI. Oops. Yeah, this car doesn't have the turn-in that I'm used to. I was exceeding the grip of the tires very quickly. So yeah, I was understeering a little bit. I think a little bit more negative camber would help dial this in. Yeah, but that was the ST's downfall. But he's back on power and bye-bye. But limited by the GTI, that helped gain me some more ground. Go ahead and block, it's okay. Now if this was real, the torque steer would have been violent there. I think for the second gen, the tune minimizes some of the boost to help prevent that torque steer. It's definitely not like my Type R today. That is more like wizardry. Alright, final lap. I just need you to make a mistake. Oh, hey. Getting a little violent there. It's going in a little bit too fast there. Should have slowed down a little bit more. Got him. I was a little too zealous here, but it's okay. I gained the lead, so I was pretty confident. And that's it. Third lap, climb to the front. Thank you all for watching. God bless you again. Take care.